What's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of 5 Killer Riffs. Today we're going to be having a look at 5 killer King Diamond riffs just in time for Halloween. If you like classic heavy metal, no doubt you know who King Diamond is. The guy, King Diamond, has this totally over-the-top stage persona and a very one-of-a-kind voice. That's putting it mildly. He was in the band Merciful Fate, and then Merciful Fate essentially became like his solo project slash band. Kind of the one constant in King Diamond has been the guitar player Andy LaRocque. Andy is an absolutely fantastic metal player, writes great riffs, has a lot of interesting harmonic choices and timing and tempo changes in his riffs and songs, which is really, really one of a kind. Like, he uses 6/8 a lot, and almost every King Diamond song has some kind of like unpredictable modulation, which kind of goes along with the fact that a lot of their albums are concept albums, and they're trying to like tell a story. So there's some thematic stuff that occurs from song to song that's repeated, and then there's a lot of these really cool dark sounding modulations in there. Andy's kind of like Chris Oliva, who we talked about last time, where I think he's just really, really underrated, and their styles aren't too different from one another. And I got into King Diamond around the same time I got into Sabotage, and listening to those two guys at the same time taught me a lot and really influenced me in a big way as a guitar player. They're both kind of melodic shredders, great tone, great riff writers, as all of these 5 killer riff videos are. And it's ironic because we're going to start with the riff from the King Diamond song Halloween, and I think Andy had just joined the band at that stage, and he doesn't have a writing credit on this one. This is one of those riffs that kind of starts with guitar on its own, and you go, okay, I know where the downbeat is, and then when the drums come in, you're like, whoa, the downbeat's not there. So let's see if I can play this in some way and make it legible. So just a big, thick slab of E Phrygian there. The way I transcribed it anyway, it sounds like there's these inverted power chords in there. So you'd be like E, F, D, E, F, G, A, and I just like playing them as inverted power chords like that for that kind of Merciful Fate style thing. It's basically like a Merciful Fate song on steroids. The year after Fatal Portrait, they came out with the album Abigail, and nearly every riff on that album is killer. And from what I understand, Andy was a lot more involved in the writing of this particular album. King Diamond have always been a 2-guitar band. From memory, it was Michael Denner, who was in Merciful Fate, who was in the original King Diamond lineup. So I think it was Michael and Andy on this one, but who's the other guy from Merciful Fate? Hank Sherman? I can never remember with all these names. Anyway, the song Abigail Is Great. It's based around like an E Phrygian dominant riff. The intro goes like this. And that last little part there is the verse riff. What's interesting, and it's kind of just been a coincidence with these videos I've been doing, we talked about the song Gates of Babylon with Richie Blackmore and how it uses a little bit of the double harmonic scale. Same thing with Sabotage when we were talking about Jesus Saves. And this one has a little bit of that double harmonic thing in there. If you wanted to play the E double harmonic scale, just think of Mizzaloo by Dick Dale. You know that. So E Phrygian dominant would have the note D in it. If you replace that with a D sharp, then you get E double harmonic. And you can hear that in the riff here. And I can't remember if that's trilled or not. Sounds cool if you do trill it. There is a modulation after that section, so... where it's kind of like sitting on B and then you have a big C sharp suspended chord in there. So I love that. Very much an Andy LaRocque signature thing. Another signature thing is his use of like songs in six that, you know, aren't always in six. They'll often have the tempo or the timing changes, but the song The Family Ghost, I think the intro to it is fantastic, and it is based, I think it's in 6/4 or something from memory. Let's see if I can do it. Something like that anyway. You can see there that that ending has kind of like a little chopped bit on there where you go from the straight into. So it's like B natural minor there, and then it modulates down to G sharp natural minor, which again is like a classic Andy thing. If you just wanted to learn one Andy LaRocque King Diamond riff and really get a feel for how he writes, learn this one, The Family Ghost. So the album after Abigail that they did was called Them, and I know there was like a video on MTV for this song. This is a song, Welcome Home. Again, it kind of has a riff in 6, but the pulse feels a little bit more like 4, and it modulates from A minor up to B minor almost immediately. And it goes... And then it modulates down to F sharp, which again, a lot of King Diamond and Merciful Fate riffs have like stuff in F sharp going on there. So we've had a look at Halloween, Abigail, The Family Ghost, and Welcome Home. We'll do the song At the Graves to round everything out, because again, this is a kind of like a signature King Diamond thing, and the way the riff kind of works its way through here is just super dark, super metal. It starts off with this whole kind of intro, and then the first thing the guitars play, it's like a 4-bar hold for each of these chords, but they're major thirds off like A, B flat, B, and C. So... Totally butchered that timing change, but that's nothing new for me. So there's 5 killer King Diamond riffs. I would love to hear from you guys. What are your favorite King Diamond riffs? And also, what are you dressing up as for Halloween? Because that's pretty essential. Thanks so much for watching the video. Go and listen to some King Diamond. Go and check out Andy LaRocque's lead playing, because he's an absolute monster who deserves more attention. And I will see you guys next time.